imagine. I don't even want to know what's back there. One day won't hurt. Every day my mom is in the hospital. Every day I hate to have it. On top of Daryl's rabbit food. But he won't need one.
Off his rabbit food.
So is this my water? I believe it's a tacky cup if we have glasses. I just know it's got glasses.
Where do you sit, Rosie? Right there.
All right, I'm sitting here.
Well, why is the computer here?
What?
Why is the computer here?
At these? That's not my computer. Oh, that one. It's in the car, but I'm just going to use this.
forgot. I forgot.
Oh, no, you got it. All right. You even moved your little carpet. Hello.
I know. Okay. And now I'm cringe that everybody walks.
Walking on it?
Yeah.
It's right out.
LT, what? Don't you? That can't be an LT 34.
I'm going to put that over there. Terrible.
Oh, boy. It's nice, though. I'm here. Yes. Is that her?
Printed agenda.
Okay. The blue one? Got it. It's that thing that is not working. Good. I can almost move it out the way. I will.
Alva, this is the agenda. What? This blue printed thing is the agenda. I'm
This
just
is
going
the
to use
agenda.
I love your firm hand.
I think so.
Everybody, don't forget your telephone.
I know
I
these
think I like these chairs
these
better
chairs
than our
roll.
chairs. Yeah, they are rolling.
they will roll.
Are you going to recognize the sheriff?
I can, or you can.
I think so. This is what it's
Somebody needs to.
just in case.
Is he just here to be here?
The sheriff. What's the sheriff here for? To recognize
I
this
had,
thing.
I had his office had to get
Anybody else here, or is that it?
I'm not up yet.
See any other elected people to tell us, okay?
My favorite time.
The sheriff's with the Rotary.
Oh, he is?
You stay with me till I get up here.
This is welcome amendment.
Those windows.
Oops, sorry.
Where did Michelle go?
We're about to begin our school board meeting at Pineview Elementary School. And isn't that cool that we are here? And we so thank the principal for hosting us. Thank you so much. And so glad to have such a nice audience here in celebration of this gorgeous school. So we are so happy to be here. It's our first foray back out into the schools. They did it some years ago. And Mr. Jones was like, come on, let's go out into the community. And so I want to thank Mr. Jones for having this idea and helping to see it through, and thank all the other people who made it possible with the bringing in our communications and TVs and so forth so we can live stream this. Before we begin, I want to recognize that our sheriff, Walt McNeil, is here, and we appreciate him being here, so thank you, Walt. Sheriff. And now we're going to have, do we have a student doing the Pledge of Allegiance? Are you going to introduce him?
Yes, ma'am, I
Him?
can.
Oh, you are,
Absolutely.
okay. Ms. Striplin, go ahead.
So I believe we have Carlos Aguilar Jr. with us today from Pineview Elementary. His activities are so long, I don't even know where to start. He's involved with math, reading, science. He has taken the Top Reader Award at Pineview. He's on the Principal's Honor Roll. His interests are amazing: music, physical education. Who doesn't love PE, right? We all love PE. Trading Pokemon cards, playing tag, science, vocabulary, prodigy math game. We want to hear more about that for sure. And we are so glad you're with us tonight, Carlos. Would you like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us where the flag is? Because we're not used to being here. Where's the flag? All right, perfect. Should we stand up?
That's the stand. Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Carlos. Wonderful job. We also have a student from Pineview Elementary, the home of our meeting tonight. Miss Summer, I want to say Bunyan, yes. So Summer is with us. And Summer has another long list of activities here at Pineview. She's on the STEP team. She's part of the Pineview Morning News, WPES. She's on the Brain Bowl. She's in the chess club. She's interested in community service, art, and reading, and spending time with her family and friends. Summer?
My thought for today is, our time is now. Don't say what you can't do, but what you can, because anything is possible. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'd like to recognize any family members who are here to support their young people. Family members, would you stand up? If you're here with this, one of these two young people. I see a mom right there. Thank you. Would also like to ask on Carmen Connor to stand up and introduce, or at least all of her staff stand that are here to welcome us. Pineview staff, would you just stand up and let us recognize you? We are so proud of the work you are doing here and the school that you are running. It's clearly just a fabulous school, and it just feels good. And that's the first thing about a school. When you walk in the door, does it make you feel good? And this school does. So congratulations to you for that. And I thought maybe we would just start at the end and let everyone introduce themselves, because this is maybe some of you haven't been to a school board meeting before. So we're just going to take a minute and let people just start and just say who you are and who you represent.
Hi there, my name is Ashley Campbell. I am the student school board member for this year. I apologize for my tardiness. I got stuck in some traffic on the way over here. But my job is to represent all of the students here at Leon County Schools.
I'm Alva Striplin. I'm the school board member representing District 1. I'm a former teacher from Deer Lake Middle School, and I currently run Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Big Bend.
I am Daryl Jones, and I am the school board member for District 3 and the proud District 3 board member to be here at Pineview Elementary School here in the heart of District 3.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joy Bowen. I represent District 5 as the school board member. The schools in my district are Godby, Rudiger, Raw, Sealy, Astoria Park, and all of the other schools that are in this county. We are very pleased to be here this evening, and I look forward to the repast that I did not get a chance to have just a minute ago.
Good evening, I'm Dee Dee Rasmussen. I represent School Board District 4, which is in the northwest quadrant of the county, all the way to the state line and all the way to the county line over by Lake Jackson. I'm thrilled to get to be with you all tonight. I had the pleasure of meeting Miss Summer at the front door. She's a lovely ambassador for your school, and I hear on good authority that she is going to be an entrepreneur and have her own makeup line one day.
All right.
So enjoyed meeting her and her mom, so thank you for having us tonight.
Yes.
My name's Roseanne Wood. I'm on the school board, and I'm the former principal at Sale High School, and I love being on the school board. As one of our people say in the business, I love in my job. And I represent District 2, which is in the northeast quadrant, and it covers quite an area from Buck Lake to Woodville and everything in between.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Opal McKinney-Williams, and I'm the school board attorney.
That's it. Keep it simple.
I'm Rocky Hanna. I have the honor of serving as superintendent of schools, and I'm blown away. I don't know what I expected. It certainly was not this. So, Dr. Gale, Denver, Ms. Carmen Connor, the principal at Pineview, and all of your staff, thank you. I honestly thought it was going to be the seven of us, my staff, and maybe two or three other people. It's obviously not. Mr. Jones, you're to be commended. You know, if you feed them, they will come. So I'd like to thank Alsco and Willie Jules and all the people. How about a round of applause for all the food tonight? We have some other special guests. I see Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox. We have the president of Florida A&M, Larry Robinson, here. I mean, this is... We have to take this show on the road more often, as Michelle goes. So just slow your roll, Rocky. Slow your roll. But it's truly an honor to serve as superintendent and for us to highlight. And Daryl, I apologize it took this long to get this done, but we're going to keep this road show going to highlight the wonderful things that are going on here at Pineview under Carmen's and Mr. McCann's leadership. And all the other staff members here. We are so very, very thankful for all that you do day in and day out for the children in your school community. And I'm just honored to be a part of it. So thank you for hosting us tonight.
Okay, with that, I think we'll proceed with our meeting. And we have changes and additions. Ms. Rasmussen.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The superintendent is recommending the approval of the following changes and additions for our agenda tonight. Item 18.07 removes case number 2019-30 and replaces documentation to reflect this change. Adding item number 18.09, the Lively Technical College School-initiated project, new monument sign. Adding item 5.04 under reports to be heard, a special presentation from the Rotary Club of Tallahassee Southside. Adding item 5.05 under reports to be heard, Meet Their Needs Drive, the students of Bond Elementary School. And adding item number maybe 5.06, I think that might need to be for Florida A&M and the Leon County School Board collaboration. Sorry, this moved the Meet the Needs Drive at Bond to item 5.06.
Doesn't say Congolese students?
Okay.
I think it says Congolese students.
I'm sorry, Congolese students at Bond Elementary School.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Bowen, second by Mr. Jones. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Next, we have the Superintendent Spotlight. Take it away.
If I may, Madam Chair, this time I'd like to ask the proud principal of Pineview Elementary School, Ms. Carmen Connor, to come up. I've spent a lot of time at this school over the last 2 years since Carmen was, or a year and a half since Carmen was named principal, and came across an employee that we need to recognize. And when you hear some of the accolades that he has, I think you'll be just as impressed as I was when I first met this young man, let's say. So, Carmen, we're all yours.
Okay, come up, Mr. Poncel. And I'd like to introduce everyone to Mr. Harry Poncel. He is the rock of this school because he has been here for 48 years. And the beautiful thing also is that he was a student here when it was Southwest Elementary School. He was the winner of the spelling bee when he was here. What grade was that? Fifth grade.
All right.
And he keeps me and everybody here at Pineview Elementary straight. He dresses nice like this every day, but still gets the job done, even though he looks good like this every single day. But he is an instrumental part of our school because he helps us stay safe. He keeps our school clean, but most of all, he keeps a smile on everyone's face, and that is a beautiful thing to have. So I am grateful to be able to work along with you, and we are all grateful to have you. So we wanted to recognize you today for 48 years. That's a long time to be in one place. Yes. I haven't even lived that long. That is pretty awesome. Thank you. That's really awesome. Thank you.
Before you, Mr. Poncel, before you go, we have this Medal of Excellence for Leon County Schools, and it's okay to stand up.
I'd like to thank everyone tonight for coming out to see history made tonight. Because I said history because I feel like 48 years is going to be a long time. If someone's still on the job 48 years from now, it'll be a good one. But I stayed because I love my job. And I stayed because of the kids, and I love to smile. And sometimes a kid needs to see people smile. But to say it all is that I just love my new administrator just came on, Mr. McCann and Ms. Connor. She has really made me want to stay forever.
Another 48 years.
But I love Mr. McCann, I love Ms. Connor. So the main thing is that we're going to keep love coming in at Pineview School.
Oh, wonderful.
That work.
We need a photo. We need a board photo.
HP, come back.
Doing the board?
Yes, we are.
All right.
So I'd like to take this opportunity to again welcome you to our school. Thank you all school board members for being here and for also reigniting this back and starting here. This is a wonderful thing. It was an arduous task, I would say, on the behalf of Denver, so he needs a raise for that because he's been doing a whole lot today. So, and thank you for that. He's been totally awesome today. And welcome to you all too, and welcome to our guests and friends that are here. And I just want to take just a few minutes. I could talk about Pineview Elementary for hours, about the wonderful things that happen here with our teachers and our students, but I'll just take a short time just to explain to you all the importance of making connections with your neighborhood and making the connections with our school. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned, that making these connections and telling the community what you need, you get what you ask for if you ask the right people, and that's what we've done. So we've made these wonderful partnerships that I'd like to share the benefits that our students have had as that relationship has started. So I'd like to start with something that just happened just recently, and actually I haven't even shared it with our school, so I'll share it with you all first. Just recently, I had a wonderful conversation with some members from Thomasville Road Baptist Church. And this conversation started when they volunteered for our school maybe 3 weeks ago, when we were in a room where we were organizing different things that have been collected here at the school over years. And a question was posed to me: what are some things that you're doing at your school that you'd like to do in the future? And I talked about connecting our students to literacy over the summer. So we know that there's a regression when students are not connected to literacy. And I shared an experience that if we could have a book fair where our students could be given the money to purchase the books that they want to read, that increases the likelihood that they'll actually read the books. So I shared this idea. That idea kind of took its own life, and we had a meeting on last Thursday, and we talked about and brainstormed ways with groups of people at FSU to say, how can we, and with the church to say, how can we raise this money for these children? And that was on Thursday. Yesterday, I got an email to say, hey, give me a call, I have great news. And the great news was that Rogers, Gunter, and Vaughn Insurance, they are going to fund the entire book fair for our kids.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's a really big deal. And so the beautiful part about this book fair is it's a buy one, get one. So they'll be able to purchase books and then get a book for free. So it is going to be a really cool thing that our kids can go with pride and have their money and choose the books that they want so that they can start their summer library. So I'm super excited about that. And it was because of a connection made with Thomasville Road Baptist Church that made this possible. So I'm very grateful. Another initiative that we started just 3 weeks ago, we have a challenge of absenteeism and tardies at our school, typically on Mondays and on Fridays, and we have been trying to find creative ways to decrease our tardies and absences. And we came across an idea at a conference that we attended a couple of months ago, where a school used something called Morning Choice to entice their kids to come to school. So what we did was, through the help of Dan Foss Turbocor, a business right around the corner, it was a simple email to say, hey, I have this idea that I'd like for you all to help me fund. And what it is each morning after the kids eat breakfast, they go to their teacher's classroom and they play board games. So there's no screen time. It's just the teachers and the students, and they play games. And what it does is it encourages the students to come to school early so that they can actually participate and play. But also it recalibrates a morning. If your morning didn't start off so well, playing games with your friends and your teacher recalibrates that, and it makes everyone happy. So we have seen a slight decrease. This has been going on for about 4 weeks, and we've had our lowest level of attendance on one Tuesday about a week ago. Last Tuesday, we had only 12 students absent. That's a really big deal for us.
Oh,
really, really big deal. So through companies like Dan Foss providing a nominal amount to them, they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation that their warehouses are in China and in Australia, and they thought, hey, we can help your school. They came to us to say, hey, if there's something that you like, an initiative that you like to start at your school, let us know about it and we'll help you fund it. They also funded a makerspace that we have where our students on a rotation schedule, they go to visit our makerspace where they can build and create things at their leisure, so they can choose what they like and build what they like for about a 20-minute span. And this, again, too, is from our partnership from Danfoss Turbocore. Our next partnership that we made was early on when we started here, when Aranda and I got here in May of last year. One of our biggest things was, let's look at how are we going to change our behavior program at the school. And when we got here, what we noticed that there were over 450 referrals written for students and over hundreds of hours of referrals where kids were missing instruction in the classroom. So we came up with a plan as to how we were going to tackle that, and this is the brainchild of Mr. McCann to say, we're going to start an OFI process to give kids an opportunity to get themselves together and go back to class, but also reward kids for simply doing what they're supposed to do for their academics and for their behavior. So Mr. McCann, at his former school, when he was a guidance counselor at Gilchrist, he came up with the idea to have this recreation room. So we said we want our own recreation room too, but we just didn't have the money to do that. And the good folks and my friend Tony Brown from ALSCO said, hey, what do you need and how much does it cost? We gave him a price, and he gave us everything that we needed for this Cub Hub. The beautiful thing about the Cub Hub, it was a great investment, but the return on the investment is tenfold, because last year, as I said, we had over 450 referrals when we got here. We have how many, Mr. McCann, today? About 80. That's a big deal. So again, partnerships are everything for a school like our school. Another partnership that just kind of came out of nowhere, but it's a really big deal that I'm super excited about, is that we have our own school garden. And this was made possible through Trinity United Baptist Church. It was a conversation that was had about Providence Center, a neighborhood just down the street from us. Their garden is going to be removed due to the widening of FAMU Way, the new area down here. So we said, we'll take on your garden. And Trinity Baptist Church has helped in so many ways. All we needed to do is provide a piece of land, and they've done everything else. So our children, yet for Earth Day, started our planting. So we will have corn and okra and collard greens and everything else. So I'm excited about that. But again, that's an example of how we are making connections that will be lasting in our school. So our final one, and I could talk about our school for hours. I love opportunities. So if anybody wants to invite to talk about Pineview, I'll come your way. But the last one that I'll just share very briefly is our partnership that we've created with FAMU and FSU College of Engineering and the Mag Lab. So together we have combined their resources to bring to our school. We had a wonderful STEM night where we had the most attendance ever for our school events. We had, I would say, dare say, about 200 people, and that's a really big deal for us. And they also have intertwined into our curriculum. We have Saturday school, and on 3 Saturdays so far, they have their professors from the College of Engineering have come over and worked with our kids for science at Saturday school. So these are partnerships that they want to last and continue into the future. But the beautiful thing is that they want to be here and they're happy about being here. So I could go on and on and on about how wonderful it is to make these partnerships, but it has made our school a wonderful place. But we're opening the doors back to our community and welcoming everyone in, and everyone is gladly coming in and they're willing to help, and that's a beautiful thing. So I wanted to share that with you all, and thank you all for allowing me this time to do so.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Mr. Tony Brown with ALSCO was also recognized by the school district as our Partner of the Year. And he also made our meal possible for this evening as well, so thank you again.
Thank you, Madam Chair, if I might, real quick. Unbelievable job, Carmen, here at Pineview. And I just want to take this opportunity to throw this out to Tony at ALSCO, our friends at Danfoss, our Trinity. I would love nothing more than to see what's going on at this school spun off at every school in our community that needs it. And I challenge you guys to put this message out to the chamber. Let's do this. When chamber conference time comes around, you guys tell about your involvement at the school and the difference it's making in this community, and challenge every business in Tallahassee to get involved with a school the way that Dan Foss is, the way that Alsco is, and let's make what's going on at Pineview at every other school in this community. I challenge you guys, let's get together and talk about this. I am not kidding. This is our opportunity, because what's going on here is crazy good, and you are to be commended, all of you guys that are involved in this. Thank you.
Madam Chair, as we move down the line,
Sure.
Many of you know that we have been driving past this school for many years, and it's always looked so good from the outside. Everything was so clean, everything was so coiffed, for lack of a better word. And now we're inside, and we can see and hear the wonderful programs that are taking place. And it's good to know that we have friends and neighbors throughout this county who feel it not robbery to give back to this community. And so I need to add my voice to the chorus of others that you've heard and that you will hear to say, that is what good neighbors do. And so I'm very appreciative of that. And I hope that we will continue to have the energy, the know-how, and the commitment to see what needs to be done, so that when we educate all of our children and they are ready to take care of us, they will have what they need to take care of us. Does that sound like a plan? So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to get on with our meeting, but I noticed that Commissioner Nick Maddox has arrived. We want to recognize him. He's also our Executive Director of the Leon County Schools Foundation. Thank you. So our next is reports to be heard, and our District Advisory Council, Dwana Moore, is going to give us a report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The District Advisory Council met on April 5th, 2019 at the Howell Center. We started the meeting out with introductions, and we were waiting on Dr. Gale to arrive, and our superintendent, as he always does, comes to all of our meetings, and he told us that he was going to be in charge of the meeting for the evening, so we really got a treat. He gave us...
I rarely get to be in charge of anything, trust me.
He gave us a wonderful introduction and gave us some wonderful words. And then we had a very special presentation. I want to title it a best practice that we all need to take into account. It's called Marketing Your School, and it was given by our own board chair, Roseanne Wood. And when we think of marketing the school, we think of, oh, you know, let's go out and talk about our school, each one of us. But she invited each person in attendance to pull out their cell phone and go to Zillow or Trulia and to look at the comments of others that have written things about the schools in the district or in the areas that they're looking to purchase houses. And that was eye-opening. So the District Advisory Council left the meeting with homework to write reviews for our schools and to take that information back to our school advisory council committees and have them write reviews, because no one knows our schools better than we do. And we need to all take that into account. We had a school safety update from Chief Hunkiar. We also had a very eye-opening Leon County Mental Health Plan and Vaping Lesson course from Dr. Alan Cox. He came in with a box of goodies. What looked like a Diet Coke can was not a Diet Coke can.
Right.
And we learned a lot. We did not know all of the information that was presented, and we thank Dr. Cox for that presentation. We also passed policies 8405, which is school safety and security, policy 8407, school officers, policy 8420, emergency management, emergency preparedness, and emergency response agencies. And all of the policies were presented by Chief Hunkiar. Dr. Gale, I want you to know that we were in good hands. We missed you, and we thank you for all that you do. That's the report of the District Advisory Council. Thank you.
Do we have a representative here from the Student District Advisory Council? No, not tonight. Okay, we'll have that next time. Next, we have a special presentation from the Rotary Club of Tallahassee South Side.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for inviting us to come and talk about our initiatives as the Rotary Club of Tallahassee Southside. My name is Doreen Cobello, and I am the president of Rotary Club of Tallahassee Southside. And one of the areas of interest of the Rotary is education. And me being an educator, with my boss being here too, it is very important for us to be able to make sure that we take care of the kids now and not wait until later on when everything is, you know, a little bit gone down the side. So what we decided to do as a club is to make sure that we have our initiatives down here at the South Side. And with the help of Mr. Darrell Jones, who did a very great presentation, not only to the club, but to other clubs in Tallahassee, there's a lot of initiatives that the Rotary Club, not only of Tallahassee South Side, but other Rotary clubs that are doing to the schools around this area. So just a little bit of history about the Rotary. It started in 1905. It's been there. It was just businesses, but it actually grew up to be a club for everyone. Believe it or not, women aren't allowed to be in part of the Rotary. But of course, you know, when you get women involved, things change. So it changed, and it's funny because you go around and people talk about Rotary, and they say, aren't you supposed to be a business person to be in Rotary? And I say, no. Anybody who has a need needs to be part of Rotary. The Rotary Club all over the world has over $50 million to help with projects that we need to put in grants for to be able to help our communities. Now, we do have international projects that we do, and we need to start thinking about local projects because we need to start making sure that the people here are doing what they're supposed to do so we can actually help globally. So with that, I don't want to talk a lot about Rotary, just like she can talk about Pineview, I can talk about Rotary all day. I would like to invite one of the members, Sheriff McNeil, to talk about some of our initiatives and one of the initiatives that actually made us come here and do this presentation.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, members of the board, our superintendent, Southside Rotary started in 2008. We were an outgrowth of the Tallahassee Rotary. We, the Tallahassee Rotary, noticed that there was a huge need in our community, specifically on the South Side. And so the South Side Rotary Club was commissioned specifically for the purpose that we're here today. We have been, for the last several years, working on the South Side with projects to deal with diabetes, deal with children's issues, deal with health issues, mental health issues. But this past year, in January, we embarked upon perhaps our greatest effort to impact the South Side. We created the first time what we call the Dream Run, the South Side Dream Run. And from that run, we raised some $17,000. That are committed to impacting and working with you on the South Side. And tonight, we're here to make a presentation to you. But perhaps before we do that, let me get Ms. Christine Henry to come up and she can give you some specifics about how the Dream Run worked.
Okay. Thank you, Honorary Chair. Greetings, esteemed board of the Leon County Board of School Board. I, first of all, want to thank all of you for the opportunity to come before you this evening. So 278 runners later.
Wow.
A steamy January morning later. I remember you, Ms. Gale. We were both struggling to get through that race. 85 patients later at the Bond Health Clinic. 4 students later from Rickards, and Florida A&M High and Florida State High later. We stand here before you, and we are not done yet. Today is just a deposit that shows our commitment to Southside schools, Title I schools, schools that need the greatest investment. This is a deposit into the trajectory of taking our kids to the next level of achievement. And so the Southside Rotary is here strong tonight to let you know that we are here and we are working. And we thank you for all that you do, every teacher in this room, every principal in this room, to help our children. But we got next. So tonight, with the help of our friends at the Foundation for Leon County Schools and the help of our partners with the Chi Omega Social Action Committee Foundation and the help of our friends at Corazon Health and the Leon County Sheriff's Office and the Visit Tallahassee office and all of our friends at the City of Tallahassee and Leon County that supported us in this goal, we present to you this evening, the Foundation for Leon County Schools, a deposit of $3,000. And we encourage every citizen in this room to take on the spirit and the mantle of helping all of our children achieve, because they deserve it, and we will all prosper when we ensure that they do. So thank you for this, and we shall do more.
Yes.
Let's take a picture. Let's get a photo.
Thank you.
While they're positioning us, our school board member wanted us to make sure we name the schools that would be receiving the recipients of this fund. They will be Sable Palm, Pineview Elementary School, Bond Elementary School, Oak Ridge Elementary School, Hartsfield Elementary School, Nims Elementary School, Middle School, excuse me, Fairview Middle School, and I'm missing one. Fort Braden Elementary School. And this is just a deposit to all those schools. They're principal discretionary funds.
Madam Chair. May I?
Madam Chair, may I say something?
Yes.
Before you guys go away too quickly, I just wanted to thank you for the work that you're doing, and I think you're also inspiring other Rotary clubs in Tallahassee. My father's a Rotarian, so I know how hard Rotary Tallahassee is working, and Rotary has impacted my life, sending me on exchange with the Rotary Youth Exchange for a year. And so thank you for living out that four-way test and giving back to the community. You guys are doing awesome, and you're making me proud to call myself a member of Rotary.
Very nice.
Madam Chair, if I might, I want to thank the Southside Rotary Club for this contribution to those Title I schools that were listed. I want to let those schools know, because they're probably trying to figure out how we're going to split this check, right? The check will be split evenly amongst the schools that were named on the check. Those funds will be held in a restricted account specifically for those principals. Some of those principals have already contributed to that account. The way they will access those accounts is by simply filling out an invoice form that says exactly what they want to spend those accounts for. Since the Southside Road has been so nice to put no restrictions on these dollars, that will mean that they can spend it on anything that principal needs to be spent on within the school. So again, thank you, Southside Rotary principals. Congratulations. Thank you.
Madam Chair, If I may also add, I made a promise when the Southside Rotary agreed that they would make these monies available for Title I schools specifically, that I would raise the money to match that amount so that each of those 7 schools would be able to get $1,000. Now, I'm sure there are persons in this room, if I might do like we do at the church, if there's any Singo money, please make sure that you reach out to Commissioner Maddox so that we can make that gift even larger so that each of those principals will be able to have a gift of $1,000. And more specifically, and as I acknowledge them, this is a continuing, sustainable gift because they have adopted these schools as a part of their annual work through this 5K run that they do annually to support Title I schools. Let's give them another round of applause.
Madam Chair, given what School Board Member Jones has just stated to the crowd and to those who are watching on TV, those who are interested in contributing to this fund would simply just either write a check or go online and to the FLCS website and designate your funds to go to the Title I Southside School Fund, and those funds would again be distributed evenly throughout the 7 schools that the school board member has chosen to match this $3,000 with. Thank you, sir.
So, Mr. Jones, let me understand. You're not going to make them do what I had to do when I went to visit your church. Everybody stands up, face the wall, and come around. And we're gonna see who pony, right? But thank you so much to the Rotary Club and Commissioner Maddox and all of your efforts, and Daryl for pushing this and prodding everybody to get behind Pineview and all of our other Title I schools. It takes all of us. It truly does. So thank you for your hard work.
Madam Chair, may I say, though this is Tuesday night, for me it's starting to feel a little bit like Wednesday night, because on a Wednesday night I will be in Bible study. And I remember reading somewhere, Sheriff McNeil, one of these books, probably a good one, that said, to whom much is given, much is expected. All right? And so this whole meeting tonight, just to me, signals, Mr. Jones, how great again this community is in seeing the need and helping to meet the need. So again, I just have to say, this is outstanding. Be blessed.
That's great. Next, we have Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University and the Leon County School Board collaboration.
Much is required.
Who is Dr. Robinson, are you going to speak to that?
Good evening.
That's right.
I said good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, Dr. Robinson.
Good evening.
So this is how a board meeting is supposed to go? Y'all need to edit that out. So I stand before you today with 2 of the leaders of our institution. We have here the dean, interim dean of our School of Education at Florida A&M University, a person you all know, Ms. Dr. Patricia Green Powell. Okay. And I have with me Dr. Shante Friday Strauss. She wears multiple hats. I'll try to get this right. She's the Vice President for Development and the Executive Director of the Foundation and Dean of the School of Business and Industry. And so that's my backup for this evening. But anyway, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about the efforts at the university to solidify, not to begin, but solidify our relationship with Title I schools in particular here in Leon County. You all know that the FAMU College of Education and the students have historically done their student teaching here in Leon County schools, and we appreciate you for providing that opportunity. The professionals in your district have modeled teaching and administrative excellence for our education graduates as they have sought careers all over the state of Florida and all around the nation. And this experience has been extremely beneficial to them. A lot of schools of education, colleges of education, brag about their students going to the greatest school systems in the state of Florida and around the nation. Dr. Green Powell likes to brag about our students and graduates going to those districts with the greatest need. That is part of our tradition at Florida A&M University. We do have a number of other disciplines, though, that lend themselves to supporting your mission here in Leon County Schools, and those areas include our School of Business and Industry, our School of Journalism, and our marketing students therein, and so many others who have the opportunity to enhance their educational experiences through internships with you here in the various schools in Leon County, particularly here on the south side. We went through a tremendous effort a couple of years ago to get approved a new strategic plan for the university. One of the major components of that plan is really being a better community partner, right? Effective community outreach and engagement is, tantamount to us being successful in that plan, and it starts right here. Because if we don't do this successfully, then we can forget about that next generation of rattlers who would be prepared to come to the university. We are aware of the challenges of Title I schools. I bet if they didn't call it that in the south side of Memphis where I went to school, it was something similar, So I understand exactly the challenges that the students have faced, the parents face, and you as administrators and teachers face here on the south side of town. We didn't read about it in a book. We experience these things ourselves.
Absolutely.
Our faculty and students are engaged, however, in supporting the innovation and creativity around schools like Pineview, Bond, Oak Ridge, and Sable Palm elementary schools, NIMS Middle School, and even our own FAMU DRS rivals, Rickards High School. Right? Countless volunteer hours have been spent in Title I schools, and our intent is to actually do more. These schools are FAMU's neighbors, and as part of our strategic plan, as I said, it's imperative for us to want them to do better, because we believe if they do better, we all do better. So I am here tonight, although you invited me, Darryl, to come when you may have had a few extra drinks Thursday night at the hospital's gala. I am here tonight. He doesn't want to talk about that, but he did. I don't know how he did it, but he did. I'm here tonight to assure that FAMU is committed to this partnership, drinks and jokes aside. We're extremely excited about the university's engagement at Sable Palm Elementary through the Community School Partnership. You heard about the engagement here with our Joint College of Engineering. The university will be involved with Principal Annika Robinson and her faculty in creating best practices for students' learning and achievement in that partnership. The university is presently formalizing this relationship with Mrs. Robinson and Dr. Michelle Gale. Where are you? There you are. This kind of engagement is only the beginning. Finally, I'm delighted to be here to share with you an example of how our students are engaged in the Leon County schools. There are a lot more of them than there are me and faculty and staff. There's about 10,000 of them, a lot fewer of us, and if we can get more of them engaged, I think we'll be well on our way. FAMU students, beyond just being the best and the brightest students anywhere in America, they are noted for their degree of social engagement. They look for opportunities to give back to the communities from which they came, or communities similar to the ones from which they came. We talk to them all the time about just going out and being a great this or that isn't enough. Giving back to the communities and to the people who help you get there helps to round you out as a full-fledged Rattler. You don't get your full membership, into Rattler Nation until you've done your part of community service. The people around this table and in this room, they know that, and that's why so many of them are here. Today, you would actually hear from one of my students, Ms. Najee Content, a third-year accounting student from West Palm Beach, Florida, who was a volunteer at Bond Elementary School. Ms. Content realized that 60 Congolese refugee students enrolled at Bond needed some assistance. So Ms. Content mobilized a philanthropic movement to aid these students through a clothes drive on the FAMU set. If you don't know what the FAMU set is, you really haven't lived, right?
That's right.
And
I'm a
through
president,
her
that's right.
activities on the FAMU set, and you're really missing one of the world-renowned treasures of this city, the FAMU set. You need to figure
You're
that out.
right.
And through a social media campaign, Ms. Content has brought attention to these needy individuals who are here for what is a life-changing experience for them. Through these efforts, Ms. Content and other students and faculty were able to serve these students and their families. So I just want to yield the rest of my time, if I could, ladies and gentlemen, thanking you for your service, because I know how committed each and every one of you are to the success of schools of all types and all places, from Title I to those that may be better endowed. And I thank you for that approach to governing this school system here in Leon County. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Greetings, my name is Naji Content. I am a third-year accounting student from West Palm Beach, Florida. I started off as just doing community service at Bond Elementary, and I heard about these Congolese students, and it was just a matter of what can I do and how can I help them. So I just would like to say thank you to the adults who really helped me in this project and like pretty much made this happen. Commissioner Darrell Jones, Dr. Bailey, Dr. Austin, Ms. Rhines, Ms. Coleman, and Ms. Dempsey, as well as my team who is standing here right besides me. I have Catherine over here and Kayla and Nick over there, who has been cameraman this whole time and just taking pictures so we could, get the word out there and spread it out to you guys. We've also created a website. It's called helpourchildren.info. If you guys would like to go on there and help donate as well, so that we could raise funds to meet their needs when it comes to just school, and if they want to go on field trips and stuff, because their parents may not be able to provide everything. This has been a great opportunity. I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped us with this, and if you would like to continue donating, we will plan on making this something that we do yearly, and next semester we are working on something bigger and better so that we could give back to these children.
Great.
And on that note, thank you
So much.
We need a photo?
We had this on our agenda as Meet the Needs Drive. Is that what this is, what this was? Okay. I noticed that Principal Patrick Wright is in the audience, and Donna Austin, who's spearheading this situation. So please stand up and be recognized for your work on this.
We're going to take a picture with the president of the university?
We are going to take a photo.
We would
Aren't
like
we
to
with
have a
the-
picture
Please.
with the president of the university and everyone involved with the Congolese.
Yes.
So let's just have another group shot if we
Yes.
could, because we're a picture-taking group.
We are that.
Well, I mean, it is the president of the university.
Okay. Sure I'm on the right page here. We are going to have next persons to be heard, and we have some people who have signed up to speak. So if you could help me with this.
Certainly. Our first speaker listed is Pastor Quincy Griffin. Mr. Griffin, if you could come up, give us your full name and address for the record. You will have 3 minutes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My full name is Quincy Devon Griffin Sr. My address is 2344 Lake Bradford Road, Family Worship and Praise Center. I am here because I want you to mark your calendars for August the 11th. I have some gentlemen that are standing along with me. If you do not have one of these Shoes for Schools flyers, I want them to hand that out to you. If you don't have one of these flyers, I would love you to get one now. But I want you to mark your calendar for August the 11th. Around 2 years ago, we started a campaign called Shoes for School. It was something that was given to me in a vision. We'd always done back to school drives. We always given away book bags and utensils because honestly, the children need those things before school, don't they?
Yes.
However, I saw nothing but students receiving brand new pairs of shoes in a dream. And so I commissioned our leaders of our CDC, and I told them this year it will be a shift. We'll go from not just doing the school drive as we would usually do it, but now doing a shoe drive. I'm proud to say and humbled to say we've given away over 1,800 pairs of shoes to date. But it ain't over. Last year, we raised over $40,000. And all of those proceeds went towards shoes and t-shirts. Some of these principals you don't know, but the first day of school, some of your students were happy because they had a pair of Jordans and LeBrons and Huaraches that their mamas never was going to have the money to pay for.
Say that.
And a lot of people gave me a lot of flack about it. They said, why are you giving away these shoes? Why not give away things that they need for education that looks like algebra, arithmetic, or physics? But to be honest with you, if they don't have on a decent pair of shoes and the right type of clothing, algebra is not going to matter. Physics isn't going to matter. If they're getting bullied by the person next to them and they're talking about the clothes that they had on last year and the year before that, it's hard to focus in class. Many of you don't know, but I used to be the proud band director at James S. Rickards High School. Amen. Under the leadership of Dr. Michelle Gale, she was my principal. I had 10 great years there. But I also hurt as I watched some of my students come to band practice, march up and down the field, holes in their shoes, and then they would go to class with those same shoes that they had on at band practice. Or the boots that they would wear during halftime, they would wear those same boots during the school day. We got to put a stop to it. And so our initiative will continue with Shoes for School for our community. I want to rally you not just to support us, but if you know students in this city that need new pairs of shoes or items for school, please tell them they can pre-register. That's why it's important that you get one of these flyers at shoesforschool.org. They can pre-register ahead of time, and it's first come, first served basis. We had over 1,100, almost 1,100 kids pre-register, but over 1,500 students showed up on site.
Sir,
and we made
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay, I'll make it brief.
He's a preacher.
But
No, your time's
No,
up.
your time's up. You've gone through.
oh, it's over?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. August 11th, come get it. School board, we need your support.
All right. Our next speaker. Yep, you only get 3 minutes. Our next speaker is Pastor O. Jermaine Simmons. You would give us your name and your address for the record, and you too will have 3 minutes.
My name is Jermaine Simmons. Address is 2333 Lake Bradford Road, right here in Tallahassee, Florida, and I'm representing the Jacob Chapel Baptist Church. Madam Chair, Mr. Superintendent, is this 3 Baptist minutes? That I have?
No.
Okay. All right, 3 straight up.
No.
I am very fortunate to be able to address this body for the very first time in my 14-year tenure as pastor of the church, but I'm here on the basis of relationships and to talk very briefly about that in the context of community outreach with our schools. It has been my pleasure over the years to have various partnerships with the principals right here on the South Side and even beyond. I had the privilege over the years of partnering with Dr. Hightower over at Bond when she had the great idea to have an all-boys class on the 3rd grade level, and we were able to get shirts and ties for those boys. And then later on, Dr. Michelle Gale at the Rickards High School, and then Ms. Kay Collins over at NIMS, and Dr. Kathleen Rogers when Bellevue was there. And so we've had these opportunities over the years, and it is because you all have made yourselves available. And I'm very excited to be able to reach out to Dr. Connor in recent weeks since meeting her and making a pledge, because Pineview is literally right at our front doorstep. And we applaud the efforts of not only our church, but also Pastor Griffin, who is literally right across the street. And he and his congregation and the awesome things that they're doing. And so with the 60 seconds that I have left, I want to make sure that we are aware of the back to school drive that happens every year. It started in the Fellowship Hall of Jacob Chapel back in 2006. And that's where the book bags and the school supplies and the haircuts and the braids for the girls started out, and then it expanded under Mayor John Marks' leadership, and then it ended up being countywide and citywide and what have you. And then when we were not able, for whatever reason, to get the fairgrounds, Dr. Larry Robinson stepped up to the plate last summer and allowed us to use the Lawson Center for the outreach, and thousands of young people were helped in that effort, and we're doing it again this year. Keep your eyes and your ears open for that. So what I want to say is thank you for the opportunity to serve, and our churches are here, and we are available. We just want to continue with the relationships. I yield back the balance of my time.
18 seconds.
The next speaker is Sean Pittman. If you would please come, give us your full name and address for the record. You'll have 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 whole minutes? We get more time than that in the legislature. No? All right, I
an
better
attorney-
start
an
it now.
attorney
Right?
or-
It's
an
started.
attorney
All
or a
right.
Baptist
All
preacher.
right, all right, listen. Sean Pittman, chairman of the Big Bend Minority Chamber, and 3 minutes is not a long time, but Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, I have to do protocol. Can I, school board member, superintendent, Madam Attorney. We came here today, number one, because we've started a new program that we want to tell you about, a program that we think will help elevate your idea and projects of moving Title I schools up and moving them forward. We've been talking to board member Darrell Jones quite a bit on where we want to channel dollars that we raise. So I wanted to bring, well, was already here, our board member, the sheriff, and our new president of the Big Bend Minority Chamber, for the first time in public being introduced as such, Mr. Antonio Jefferson. I'm going to ask him to sort of say something about the program that we're working on.
Thank you, Sean, and thank you, Sheriff. It's an honor and pleasure, members, to be here before you to announce what I believe is going to be an earth-shattering opportunity for Leon County schools. Some months ago, Tallahassee Democrat printed an article about the likelihood of a child growing up in poverty and their likelihood of climbing the economic ladder. After that article was published, Sean and I had a deep dive on what could we do to change that trajectory. And as a result of that thinking and then the encouragement of Darrell Jones, we decided that the chamber and the members of our chamber, the business community, would take on the challenge of adopting all of Leon County Title I schools. So you say what that means. What that means is that we have a signature golf event that one of your employees, Rob McQueen, working with our construction council of the Big Bend Minority Chamber of Commerce, we will take the energy of our annual golf tournament and dedicate those proceeds to our Title I schools here in Leon County. So I heard earlier that there was a challenge out for the chambers to join in the business community to join in with schools, because it is very true that the kids in our Title I schools could be our future business owners. They're our future employees. They're employees of the business community and employers. So we want to ensure that our kids are not only consumers of the great American dream, but they're also producers. And with that being said, members, we look forward. Our annual golf tournament is in October, and working with you in our business community to step up to the challenge of creating the opportunity for all kids in Leon County to climb the economic ladder. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
The next speaker is Commissioner Diane Williams-Cox. Give us your full name and address. You'll have 3 minutes.
I am Commissioner Diane Dolores Williams-Cox, and I am a proud member of the South Side community. And I am just plumb pleased and proud to stand before you today and say, welcome to the South Side. We're so glad that you all decided to come and visit us. We also are glad at the City Commission that the school board followed our lead in coming into the community, because this is where it's at in the community. It's not in our ivory towers. It's on the streets of our community. This is where our people live, and this is where we need to be. Is Summer still here? I see she's coming from outside. I wanted to bring this little lady up because Summer started us off with the right thought, and I want her to come. Summer, come on, hurry up, baby, come here. I only have a few minutes. Give them your thought again, what you gave earlier. What was the thought you gave us?
Our time is now, and not to say what you can't do, but what you can, because anything is possible.
This is what it's all about. I am a proud graduate of a Title I school in Gadsden County. Who would have thunk it that I would be a city commissioner? So just because somebody called you a name, it doesn't mean it's your name. Get up and do something about it. Don't say what you can't do. Get up and do what you can do. Thank you.
All right, our next speaker is Deacon Willie Smith. Deacon Willie Smith.
Did you put his name on?
Going once? Going twice? Okay, we're going to move on. That speaker has waved. Our next speaker is Sharia Griffin.
I'm yielding my time to Shakita Wesley.
Okay, so I want to make clear, you can certainly wave, but to yield time, each speaker gets 3 minutes. We don't add up. We have never had a practice of adding time.
Yes.
It is a practice that we have had. I can't speak to whether it's a policy or not. I don't have the policy in front of me, but I can tell you it's certainly a practice that we have never implemented that practice. So you can wave, you can come up and feel free to speak, but each speaker is going to get 3 minutes. Okay? You wave? All right. Next speaker, Alma Parker.
I would like to also waive my time for Ms. Shakita.
Okay, so thank you. The next speaker, Marcus Williams. Marcus Williams. Okay. The next speaker, Ms. Chiquita Wesley. Okay, Ms. Wesley, if you would give us your full name and give us your address, you'll have 3 minutes.
Good afternoon. My name is Chiquita Wesley. I live at 848 Edge Hill Circle here in Tallahassee, and I would like to give this to you all while I speak to you. Take it and pass it down, please. I come before you today as not only a constituent, but a parent of children that are a part of the Leon County school system. I have tried several times to communicate with you all via email, but since no one has taken upon the time to respond, each school board member, I thought it was best that I would come tonight to speak to you all face to face. Maybe I could get a response at this point. My oldest daughter previously attended Cobb Middle School, and it's very saddening of the situation that's going on at Cobb, and I would just like for you guys to take a moment to hear my thoughts, read my email, respond to my email, act on the email, because at this point, the only person who was willing to listen to me was the teacher union, and that's sad. I voted in the last election that you all were a part of, and I need to be heard. My daughter, along with dozens of other students, had their school choice revoked, not because of their attendance, but because of the principal and assistant principal personal views on their race. I need you guys to look at the school choice revoke numbers that school has had within the last 8 months. It should be questionable. Why over 2 dozens, matter of fact, 3 dozens of African Americans no longer attend the school? My daughter attended Kate Sullivan Elementary School. I thought that it would be best for her to attend the school that was right next door, since she was pretty much familiar with the surroundings and the areas. And for my daughter to be basically targeted and given tedious referrals just to meet the criteria to be able to have her school choice taken away, it's unheard of. And then when I try to approach the principal and the assistant principal, the excuses that I'm given or not given at all, because she did what you guys did, not respond to my emails. I feel that is sad. I'm a parent, you all are parents as well. At least entertain me. Respond to my email, hear my voice, because I'm not the only parent. Look at the numbers, read the black and white, and see what's going on. It's not fair that the principal feel like she wants to segregate. You're entitled to have your own personal feelings, your own personal beliefs. But once you enter a hierarchy position as a principal or assistant principal, when you come into the school system each day to clock in, when you have your own biasness, that's discrimination. Keep your personal beliefs at home. Just hear my voice. Well, my daughter, unfortunately, she had a medical condition where she was afraid to go. I guess my time is up. But read my email and please respond. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Yes. I do want to thank Ms. Wesley for her comments, and I want Ms. Wesley to know, and anyone else that's in the room to know, that this matter is currently being investigated by district personnel. So board members are not going to be in a position to speak specifically to the allegations that are raised. It is under investigation, though. So anyone else who is here to speak on this matter, you are free to speak. You will have your 3 minutes, but don't expect board members to speak on the matter while it's under investigation, okay? The next speaker is going to be Pinckney Spraggins. Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next speaker is Keisha Hopkins. Okay, thank you, ma'am. The next speaker is Daphne Hill. Thank you, ma'am. And the next speaker is Dana Tork. Turk, I'm sorry, forgive me. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And then the last speaker that we have is Gail Mosley. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Madam Chair, no more speakers.
Thank you to all the speakers, appreciate it. And now we have our items of consent. Do I have a motion?
I move the items of consent, Madam Chair.
Second. It's been moved by Ms. Bowen, seconded by Ms. Rasmussen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Now we're going to skip right on down to 19 for items of consideration. Is someone going to present this? Ms. Gregory?
Madam Chair, School Board Member, Superintendent. The Superintendent recommends approval of the 2019-20 Edmentum Renewal Contract. This item summary includes an annual license renewal agreement for the 2019-20 Edmentum Credit Retrieval Program used at all of our secondary sites, including special sites such as Second Chance and Gasvini, secondary access libraries, grade K-8 libraries, career tech education libraries, and beyond high school libraries and assessment tools.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Ms. Gregory, would you just expound a little bit on exactly what that really means?
Sure.
Please?
Yes, ma'am. So students who are in at secondary levels, middle school and high schools,
Right.
they accrue credits. At the high school level, they're Carnegie units. Half a semester is worth 0.5. Each course is worth 1.0 credits. At the middle school level, each of the core courses have to be passed in order to be promoted. Sometimes students struggle. And when they struggle, they may earn an F in one of those courses that are required for either graduation or to accrue credits in order to move from freshman to sophomore year, sophomore to junior, junior to senior, as well as in the middle school level in particular. Maybe 8th grade tends to be a challenging year, and so sometimes our students don't do as well as they are capable of doing. So what we offer in Leon County Schools is a retrieval program so that students who fall behind have opportunities within the school day, outside of the school day, after school or before school, depending on the level, and then in the summertime to recover those credits.
Okay.
This is the educational tool we use so that students who fall behind in just a few courses have an opportunity to get those credits back and get back on track with their students, with their peers.
And I suspect you mentioned this when we were in discussion at gender review, but does it come to your mind now the number of students that might be engaging in this particular credit retrieval opportunity, or?
I do not have the number of students. It varies by school.
Right.
What I can say is that all of our schools use this, and at Second Chance and at Success Academy, this is a primary method by which we deliver instruction to the students in a blended environment, because those students, by definition, particularly the Success students, are behind in credits. They're 2 or more years behind. So the idea is this is the tool we use to assist all of those students who fall behind, the student who fails a half a semester of PE, all the way through 4th year math or 4th year English. They can recover through this catalog of courses.
Okay, all right.
Ms.
thank
Bowen, I
you.
would just say that this program is so valuable to our
It
students
is.
because
It is.
they make an F for attendance or whatever, and they
Exactly.
know most of the material, so it's a quick way for them to fix their
Right, right.
past, and I think it's great that we have that option for our
And it is.
students. Do I have a motion? Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Rasmussen, second by Ms. Bowen. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. Thank you. Information items, upcoming meetings, is that, are we talking about that, or?
Oh, this? Yeah, you can.
Oh,
Did you want to announce this, Mr. Superintendent? You want me to?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we just, tonight's the kickoff, a very fine kickoff, I would say, at Pineview Elementary for our remote school board locations, and we want to go ahead and announce our next ones. We're going to try to do this on a quarterly basis. So on July 9th or the 23rd, we're going to be at William Mumford III Middle School, and December 2019, we're going to be at Lincoln High School, and at February 2020, we're going to be at Gilchrist Elementary, and at April 2020, we're going to be in Griffin Middle School. So we'll have those on the website, but that's just an announcement for the future. So thank you, Dr. Gale, for putting this together, and Mr. Superintendent for that. Reports from board liaisons, I see none. Superintendent's comments.
Briefly, I'd just like to again thank Dr. Gale for your hard work, Carmen, Connor, the staff here at Pineview Elementary School, Denver Lee, for all of you that made this happen. We don't have the Cracker Jack staff that the city had with all the, but we have people that can. I guess Denver said we were operating on an old AV cart, and we just kind of threw it together. But it looks like, I mean, this is very professionally done. I can't thank you all enough because I've had a little anxiety. And I actually started driving towards the Howell building and turned. I was like, oh no, we're at Pineview. And
That's right.
But this is absolutely amazing. And thank you all for the students for being here and the teachers. And thank you for what you do every single day to make Pineview a better place for the children you serve.
for the community. Ditto.
Next is continuing concerns from board members. Do we have any tonight?
None here.
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Some time ago, I believe when I was first elected, I made reference to this, and I'd like us to revisit this. If anyone drives down the Orange Avenue, headed towards the roundabout, during commuter traffic time, any young person who's trying to cross the street from Orange Avenue apartments to go to Rickards High School, I don't know if y'all remember the video game Frogger, but children are really taking an enormous risk trying to cross the street to get on the other side as people fail to slow down as they approach the roundabout. And I wasn't just concerned about that school, but I'm concerned about, if we talk about the issue of student safety, I'm concerned about all of our pedestrian the pedestrian traffic for our children who fall within that radius or that perimeter whereby they are required to walk to school. I think we need to work in cooperation, possibly with the city of Tallahassee or with our own expertise, to ensure that appropriate and quality traffic calming devices are made available. At the roundabout where I'm talking about, there's no traffic person, and I see they've gotten new technology with flashing lights that slow the traffic down. I'd like to see that same quality of traffic calming as has been made available in neighborhoods who petition the city to have those types of devices, that we would do an analysis countywide for all of our schools to ensure that we make certain that our kids and their walk to school is as safe as humanly possible. So I've mentioned it once before, so I'd like that to remain on the agenda as a continuing concern until the matter is fully resolved, so that way when we come back to it at every meeting, there'll either be some update or a time certain when we'll be able to provide some fixes for this situation. But I use Ricketts as example most specifically because I see that as I commute to work every day.
Thank you.
So if I may, Madam Chair, I apologize, Board Member Jones. I'm getting old. I'll be 55 next month. I don't remember hearing this before. I'm not saying you didn't say it, but somehow it just escaped me. But that, I'll see John Hunkiar over there. We will jump on that first thing tomorrow morning. I know that roundabout very well because I go to Ricketts and Fairview quite often to check on our projects. I had never heard that before. Now that I have heard it and the whole world has heard it, I can assure you we will jump on it first thing tomorrow morning. So thank you for bringing that up to our attention, I guess, again.
I'd also, while I have the microphone, I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Freddie Figures. Freddie, wave your hand. Freddie Figures is a product of our community and owns his own telecommunications company. In fact, he markets his own cell phone, the Figures phone. But he is, not only is he an entrepreneur, but he's also a philanthropist. I would like to highlight the fact that some months ago, he gave $5,000 to the Oak Ridge Elementary School. And he did so that Dr. Jasmine Smith, I think her assistant principal is here.
Okay.
They have a his donation was made specifically to fund STEM activities at Oak Ridge Elementary School. And so because of that, they have a snow day science, STEM activity, a Flex Your Mind Fridays every Friday during the school year because of his contribution. And I just want to acknowledge him publicly for his generosity in our Title I schools and in District 3 most specifically. And although he doesn't know it, he's going to be the principal sponsor for our night of celebration, Brother Figures. So thank you very much for what you have done and what we know you will do. Thank you, sir.
Any other continuing concerns? Any other new concerns from board members? Hearing none, I believe we are at the conclusion of this meeting. We want to thank everyone for coming, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Great meeting, Darrell. Great turnout. So why do these people all not speak like you know? What was that all about?
I think they thought they were going.